And good afternoon, everyone. This is Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor. My name is Jim, and this is the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG network. This is a directed network, and I am net control. If at any time during this net, should an emergency arise, please notify net control, and we'll stand by and allow those in need to access this frequency. Is there any priority or emergency traffic at this time? And hearing nothing, we will continue. This net is all about ham radio. If you have a radio you want to check out, give us a shout. We are recording now live till 5, and then we'll post it up on YouTube so you can come by later and do a call letter search for KC9VKV, that's Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, and that will take you to our QSO-VLOG page where we're now featuring about 1,320 QSO-VLOG Aircheck recordings. Our mission statement for the QSO-VLOG network is to establish a higher technical level of radio transmissions of the human voice by the intelligent utilization of available electronics in current amateur radio transceivers. Our setup, while generic in nature, converts the average 10 dB dynamic range transmitter with an average 30% of peak modulation to a much fuller 3 dB dynamic range with an average 80 to 85% of peak modulation. This substantial boost in audio transmit level is extremely beneficial in high noise levels and heavy QRM. It allows you to punch through when others fail. The second part of our transmitter setup has to do with proper mic EQ, or equalization. We're looking to optimize the transmitted voice for a higher degree of intelligibility through the use of EQ patterns that bring out the articulation aspects of the human voice. Again, why need to hear the voice if you can't understand the words? Also this afternoon, on the receive side, we're running 4 Internet SDR receivers monitoring Rochester, New York, Milford, Pennsylvania, Atlanta, Georgia, and Arlington, Virginia, trying to get the best copy from our 100-watt friends. Now, the audio from these 4 SDR receivers comes up on a 6-position rotary selector. Also on this selector is our local receiver audio. And today our local receiver is running 2 large 10-foot vertical magnetic loop antennas, one aimed north and south, the other east and west. The north and south mag loop can be rotated. They are selected by a 3-position rotary selector. Position 3 of this selector is a co-phase option that many times is 3 to 4 dB hotter than mag loop 1 or 2 by themselves. We do use a lot of rotary selectors in our shack, mainly because there's nothing faster than a rotary switch for comparing multiple signals. Well, those are our working conditions. How about yours? This is the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG network. And now let's check in and see if Charlie, K1GZL, is on frequency to bring us up to date on the latest 40-meter band propagation. Charlie's QTH is up north in northern New Hampshire, near the Canadian border. Charlie, got a copy?
The Canadian border. Charlie, got a copy?
Yes, Jim, beautiful 10 to 20 over 9, direct from your location. Beautiful copy, Jim, go ahead.
Roger. Well, what do we have on tap for this afternoon, Charlie?
Roger. Well, what do we have on tap for this afternoon, Charlie?
Well, I had a nice chat with Ian this morning. He was 35 and 40 over 9 coming in out of Australia, where they've had a lot of rain in the last couple of days, and there's been some flooding in a lot of places in that Melbourne area. But yesterday I had a very nice chat with Captain Mike, KX4 Washington Charlie, KX4WC. He was flying at 35,000 feet, moving eastward at 500 knots. I picked him up actually in western Nebraska, but I turned on the tape recorder as he was over central Nebraska, moving east at 500 knots, or about 580 miles per hour over the landmass. He passed very close to Chicago, and I signed off with him when he was in northeast Indiana, where he was still very good. He was about to enter northwest Ohio on his way to Philadelphia. But here he is yesterday, if this recorder doesn't mess up. Wait a minute.
Same, but with the expansion of some routes here, I think, Charlie, we are 350 Central Nebraska. Doing exactly 500 knots with the 30-knot tailwind, and temp is minus 52 degrees Celsius with just over about 1,160 miles still left to destination Philadelphia. Over.
Okay, now that was Captain Mike, and that was on of course, the 8th of October, and this, of course, is today's date of the night, and Ian this morning.
Yeah, very good day.
Okay, and that was Ian this morning. Jim, I hope you could copy. Go ahead.
Roger. And so Captain Mike comes over Indiana on his travels?
Captain Mike comes over Indiana on his travels?
Yes, he passed over northern Indiana, around Fort Wayne, then probably near Toledo, Ohio. But I didn't talk to him beyond that. He was getting ready to start descending, losing altitude, and he's going to have his hands pretty busy, so we decided to sign at that point. But he was really terrific. I was copying him at times yesterday at 25 over, and since early yesterday morning we had a little bit of light drizzle and rain. The terrible line noise S5 that I normally have disappeared. But just as I signed with them in northern Indiana, on came the electrical noise. Boy, I made that by the skin of my teeth before that electrical noise came on. Jim, go ahead.
Roger, Charlie. Well, let's see. You were 25 over just then. I'm copying the mail off the Milford PASDR at 25 over. So it was just absolutely crystal clear, Roger.
So it was just absolutely crystal clear, Roger.
Well, thank you very much for that report, and here's your signal, direct.
That's 25 over, so it was just absolutely crystal clear, Roger.
Okay, Jim, Roger on that.
Thank you, Charlie. Appreciate that, sir, as always. And you say the temperatures are warming up there?
You say the temperatures are warming up there?
Not today. Early this morning, the low was 25 degrees, and right now it's mostly sunny. There are a few scattered clouds, and it's 48 degrees, and it was very cool this morning, and there was a light frost, but there was also a lot of wind yesterday. Blew awfully hard. Oh, I mean, it blew hard. And then during the late night, the wind let up a bit, but still kept blowing, and our temperature kept falling through the upper 20s, and bottom out at 25 degrees. So the leaves are 90% or more off the trees. Leaves are 90% off the trees, and it won't be long before the old snow shovel is gonna come out. Normally October you get about 10 to 15 inches of snow in October. Last October, nothing, not even a flake. And yet yesterday morning I saw a couple small flakes mixed with drizzly rain. But it's really what we have to expect around here. This is a very snowy area. And that adds up. Look, Jim, I won't hold it too long. I'll try to catch you next Friday. We'll catch you next Friday and we hope that we have the same propagation that we had today. It's been terrific, absolutely outstanding.
Absolutely crystal clear, Roger.
Okay, here we are.
Warming up there?
Well, as you can see, not quite. However, as we get into early next week, it looks like it might warm up a bit. Okay, Jim, great. KC9VKV, K1GZL, Clarksville, northern New Hampshire on the Quebec border.
Roger, Charlie. Just out of curiosity, does your Australian cohort have access to YouTube and copy some of our stuff off YouTube? Can he hear his transmissions on YouTube?
Of our stuff off YouTube? Can you hear his transmissions on YouTube?
Yeah, absolutely. Ian has picked it up. Yes. Also, I talked to a fellow on Skype over at Bob's, KB1IZU's QTH, and he's in Russia, about 1,000 miles east of Moscow, Russia, and what used to be Sverdlovsk is now Katrinaburg. I believe they call it Katrinaburg, and it's just inside from European line, just inside Asia by about 20 or 30 miles. And yes, he can get it also in Russia. Go ahead.
Roger, which reminds me, there was a gentleman, I received an email, a comment actually on one of the QSO-VLOGs. This guy was up near Antarctica, and I believe that he used to talk with you sometime, way back when. I don't have his name right at the moment, but he did know you, Roger, and he was in the Antarctic region of Russia.
And he was in the Antarctic region of Russia.
Okay, well, actually, it's the Arctic region of Russia, and I think it's the same person I'm talking about, and that's Igor. Igor, UA9 Charlie, Denmark Charlie, UA9C DC, and his name is Igor Sokolov, I think it's SOCKOLOV, but my spelling is terrible. That's why I flunked English. And he was telling me when I used to work him back in the early and mid-'70s, when I used to live in Berlin, New Hampshire, and I had a big quad aimed in that direction. He, at the present time, thanks me for helping him with his English, and I had 1 year of Ithaca College, New York, in 1955 and 6 season, and I flunked English.
Well, yes, he did mention that you taught him English, Roger. But he did say something kind of strange in that he said that you guys Skype from time to time, and I know that I don't believe you even have a computer.
Time to time, and I know that I don't believe you even have a computer.
No, I don't have a computer here, but Bob up the road does. I know nothing about computers, absolutely zilch. But Bob is just, by road it's about 0.4 of a mile or 1,600 air feet if you draw a straight line from my place to his house. But he has it on Skype. We had a lot of trouble getting it started, but I'm talking to him every 2 weeks. I'm talking to Igor every 2 weeks, and he gets you 9+. He gets you beautifully over there in Russia, as they do in Australia, and probably, I don't know about China, though. I have no idea. Go ahead.
Roger. Well, small world, Roger.
Roger. Well, small world, Roger.
Boy, if we got any small, be the side of a pea.
All right, Charlie. 3's up that way, so have a great afternoon, a beautiful weekend coming down.
3's up that way, so have a great afternoon, a beautiful weekend coming down.
Yeah, you also, and let's hope everybody stays healthy and calm and in good spirits, and everything flows okay in all of our lives, and everything straightens out, so to speak. 73, Jim, it's always a great pleasure.
Roger, Charlie, likewise, threes. And just a reminder, this is the Friday Afternoon QSO-VLOG Network. My name is Jim, KC9VKV, and I'm better known in some circles as Dr. VKV. And we are recording now live till 5, so if you have a radio, you want to check it out, give us a shout. We'll post this recording up on YouTube in the next couple of days, so when you go to YouTube, just do a call letter search for KC9VKV along with today's date, 10/9/20. So the search on YouTube is KC9VKV followed by the date 10/9/20, and that will take you to this recording. And that's the simpler way to do it. We were trying to do it various ways, but the simplest way to get to this recording is KC9VKV followed by today's date, 10/9/20, on a YouTube search. So anyway, this is Jim, and we're standing by. If you've got a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Mickey?
Hola.
And go ahead there, station. Come back with your call sign again, please.
Whiskey Bravo 0, November, India.
Hola.
Sorry, Ola, the frequency is in use. And station WB0, come back with your call sign again, please.
Yes, it's Whiskey Bravo 0. Bravo, Ocean Bravo, over.
Roger, Bob. And our gentleman that was just transmitting went off 1 KC. Thank you very much, sir. Try, go downriver 3 KC at least, or 4 KC. Appreciate it. Don't just go 1 KC off. That's worse than being on frequency. So, Bob, what radio are you running today, sir?
I'm running an ST920, and I'm using an SB200 linear amplifier, and that goes into a loop antenna is what I'm using. And the mic is a Heil mic. It's the old standard Heil 5, over.
Roger, and what's your location?
Pierre, South Dakota, over.
Roger, Bob. Well, we don't usually go west, but gosh, glad to have you aboard. What's our signal out towards you?
You're about a 5 and 8 here, 5 and 9.
Roger, I was just looking around on some of our other SDRs. We monitor 4 SDRs, and I was looking around to see if we could get a better copy, but I'm copying you best on my local antenna, and you're doing probably about 10 over, Roger.
Oh, very good. How the audio is. I've had this mic for a while, and I'm not completely familiar with the Yaesu program, but I did set it at one point. But when you check in or you make a contact with somebody, you don't always get a report on how the audio sounds, and that's what I'm wondering about, over.
Yes, sir. Now you have slipped to just 3 dB over my noise level, but when you were in good signal strength, your audio sounded just beautiful. Your 3 dB dynamic range, which means that your average percent of peak modulation is somewhere around 80 to 85%. Roger?
Roger. That's what I wanted to know. And I really value your opinion. I've heard you on before. And I did want to for you and your family.
Roger, Bob. Well, your conditions have changed drastically. So let me say threes to you, and we got in that QSO just in time. The bottom fell out, but like I say, Bob, your audio is, your equalization is very nice. It's very intelligible, and your dynamic range is just perfect at 3 dB. So let me say threes to you, Bob, and we'll catch you later. Thanks for checking in. If you get a chance, join us next Friday. We'd love to have you. This is KC9VKV, the Friday Afternoon QSO-VLOG net. If you've got a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
That's 73 on the ham bands, old man, not threes. That's on the CB band.
Sir, we can do without your... this is a controlled net. And KC9VKV Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG. And if you've got a radio you want to check out, you can give me a shout.
W4MY.
W4MY. Go ahead.
Good afternoon, Jim. Name is Marty, Mike Alpha Romeo Tango Yankee. You are 59 plus 20 here in eastern North Carolina. Very nice signal.
Roger, sir. And Marty, what radio are you running, sir?
I'm running a Kenwood TS890 Sierra. I have had it about a week.
Ah, what do you think about it?
I love it. I love it. I hooked up the mic and my my 2-channel noise gate and the EV20. I mean the RE20 electro voice mic, and so I watch your vlogs and am a great follower. But very rarely am I able to visit you on Friday afternoon. So I'm taking this opportunity to do so.
Yes, sir. You're, like about a 15 over now. I've got to ask you, I noticed that you don't seem to have exactly the best dynamic range. So let me start with asking you if you've got your compressor in at a 3.
Yes, the processor is in. It's actually got an adjustment for input and output. I don't quite understand the input, but I have it at 50, and the output's at 30 right now.
Okay, 50 out of 100, or what is that?
Yeah, 50 out of 100.
All right, try dropping that back to maybe 30 as opposed to 50, 30.
Okay, let's see. I can move it back. Okay, I moved it back also to 30.
Your input, Roger, leave your output where it was, but take your input to 30.
Yeah, right now the input and the output is at 30.
Looking pretty good. Now go to your ALC with a mic gain in hand and adjust your ALC as you speak naturally, normally 100, 200, 300, 400, and adjust your ALC for a mid-scale to 2/3 reading via using your mic gain control.
Okay, Jim, I'm watching the ALC. And I am watching it, and I'm about 8 inches away from the mic. I tend to not close talk it if I can, and so I'm running about 50%, maybe a little bit more right now.
Roger, yeah, you're looking, need to be up there around between mid-scale to 2/3, you're, 70, 66, 70%, somewhere in there,
Okay, I turned the mic gain up a little bit, and I'm talking a little bit closer to the mic, and I'm seeing about 60-70% right now. How's this sound?
Yes, sir. Your dynamic range now is 3 dB. Now, it's very important for you to be consistent as far as your distance to mic, because it does shift. Even though we are running a compressor, it does shift. So you need to stabilize the position to your microphone. Make note of where it was just on your last transmission, and that's exactly where you want to be. Not only does it, as you move around plus or minus proximity to microphone, does it shift the volume, but it also shifts the EQ, because as you work your mic closer, you have a thing called, mic, what is that? It's as you come closer to the microphone, you have a bass buildup, and so you want to stabilize not only your volume but your EQ. So I would say to consistently work it like you did last.
Oh, thank you, Jim. Well, I appreciate that very much. I also have the outboard EQ. I put in line specifically, really, to bring the level of this RE20 up a little bit for ham use, because it does tend to be a little bit low. So I have it also adjusted, but I have the transmit EQ right now, since I'm not as familiar with this rig, set pretty much to the conventional, almost flat line. So anyway, well, thank you very much. I appreciate your help very much.
Roger, Marty. Get the duct tape out and tape it down right where it is there, and just remember to be consistent as far as addressing that microphone at the distance that you are now. Roger,
thank you, Jim. Well, I appreciate it, and I'll let you get to the next one. It's great talking to you, and I'll be watching you on YouTube, and maybe someday when I get another Friday, I'll call you again. 73, and thanks again. KC9VKV W4MY. Bye-bye.
Roger, Roger. Call is KC9 Victor, Kilo Victor. That's, join us next Friday if you can. Love to have you. And if you want to hear your audio on this one, go to YouTube and do a call letter search, KC9VKV, followed by today's date, 10/9/20. And that'll take you right to this recording, and we'll have it uploaded in the next couple of days. So this is KC9VKV, the Friday Afternoon QSO-VLOG Network. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Bravo 3 Alpha Charlie. Charlie, go ahead.
Charlie Charlie Station. Come back slowly, phonetically with your call sign, please.
Very good, sir. Thank you. Whiskey Bravo 3 Alpha Charlie Charlie. Name is Lee. Lima Echo Echo in Pittsburgh, PA. Copy.
Roger, Lee. Now, let's see. We've got to work on your microphone EQ quite a bit. It's very bassy. So what radio are you running, sir?
I am also running at 890, TS 890. I just got a couple of weeks ago and still trying to get used to all the buttons and everything and learning about it. I'm running 55 on the mic gain. It's a high-all mic. And when you said bassy, I had it on wide. Now I put it on narrow. Running a vertical at 95 watts. What do you think, sir?
Okay, do you know where your equalization is?
At this point, no. I am probably a little heavy on the ALC according to what I'm reading. And I'm real close. I have a windscreen on the gold high-all mic, and I'm pretty close to it. Go ahead.
The question is, do you know where your EQ is on that radio?
At this point, I don't even know what, like I said, there's so many buttons on it, I'm just learning, and I'm a little slow on the intake stroke, time of age. Go ahead.
All right, let me try something else. Back off mic 4 inches from where you are. Back off 4 inches from where you are.
Okay, how is that? And now the ACL did drop a little bit. WB3ACC on this end. Good afternoon, Jim.
Roger, Roger. Now, how far are you off mic at this point?
2-3 inches. 2-3 inches. And like I said, there is a windscreen on the gold tile. Go ahead.
Roger. Okay, come back another couple of inches. Since we can't find your EQ, we'll just work on proximity effect in reverse. So you should be, about 6 inches off mic now?
Okay, I'm 6 inches off the mic now. How's that sound? Any better?
Okay, do you know where your mic gain is?
Yeah, I have it set at 55. 55. It was 50 from the factory, and I did pick it up to 55. What do you think?
All right, I want you to be looking at your ALC meter. Do you know how to get your ALC meter functioning? And adjust your mic level as you watch your ALC meter to mid-scale to 2/3 is where you want to put your ALC meter by way of manipulating your mic gain control.
I dropped the mic gain down to 50. That is the factory setting. I'm not going over into the red. Well, what do you think now?
I think you're too low. Look at your ALC meter and bring your mic gain up to mid-scale to 2/3 deflection on the ALC meter.
Okay, I brought up to 53, 53. What do you think, sir?
Roger. Numbers on that mic gain are unimportant. It's the mic gain effect on the ALC that's the important thing. So you just, you don't have to look at the numbers on the mic gain. You just adjust the mic gain to where your ALC is reading mid-scale to 2/3 as you speak from whatever distance we finally decided that you should, and you go 100, 200, 300, 400 as you look at your ALC meter and adjust mic gain to where the meter is reading mid-scale to 2/3.
Okay, I put it up to 56. It's not tipping red. But the ALC is showing full green. What do you think now, sir? And I'm about 3 inches away from the mic, and I did flip the mic switch to narrow. Go ahead.
You did what?
I did flip the switch on the mic. It's old high to narrow, or should I go wide? Go ahead.
Go back where you were, and tell me in 10 or 15 seconds about your antenna situation.
Okay, sir. I live in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I'm running the 890. I'm running a 43-foot vertical and 95 watts. I don't have the amp on or anything. I haven't even got that around to getting that in line. It's plugged in, but I got to set it up for that. So what do you think, sir? WD3ACC for ID. Go ahead.
You have a power amp and you're not running it?
Negative. This is just a straight... the Heil just plugged right into the front of the rig.
Well, I'm wondering why I'm listening to noise. Why? I mean, an amplifier helps you immensely, sir. If you have one, I would run it. Is it set up to run?
No, you mean the big amp? No, the 1 kilowatt? No, I don't have it set up yet. No, I've been trying to rejuvenate this operation a little bit, and that's probably the last thing I'll get to. I've finally been doing some work on this thing, and it's a little strained on me. Go ahead.
Roger. Well, you know, the whole thing is about being able to hear what you're doing, so I'm trying to read through the noise what your audio situation is. So, you know, whatever, hopefully you'll find time to be able to set that amp up. They are immensely helpful. I can't tell you enough. Like, I'm going to go down to 100 watts and 100, 200, 300, 400, 500. This is 100 watts and this is a KW. Do you see the difference there?
Yes, sir. I did notice a big difference. The background noise did drop. No amp here yet. Go ahead.
Roger. So it does make a vast difference, and if you have the capability of running one, I would advise doing so. You know, it's a slippery world out there, and you know, I suggest you always put your best foot forward. That's my personal view, though, since I, you know, want to hear your audio as cleanly as I can, and that's why we're running 4 SDRs to try to get closer to you, to get a better signal. Right now I'm copying you on my local antenna. But anyway, let me give you some notes for when you find things on your radio. Is that a Roger?
Go ahead. I'm listening.
All right, the first thing, we're talking about your mic EQ. When you find your equalization, I would dump 2 off the bottom end. I would roll 2 clicks off the bottom end of that mic EQ. 2 clicks roll off of the low frequency, and then I would go to the upper frequency, the top end, and I would add 3. I would add 3 clicks top end EQ from whatever you are. Now, the thing is, you know, do you know what kind of equalization you have? Is it a 3-band, a 2-band, or what?
On the mic, I'm not really up yet. I have just wide and narrow, and instead on wide. Go ahead.
Yeah, don't worry about that switch. Just leave that switch where we decided to leave it. So again, on your EQ, when you find EQ, 3 clicks boost on the top end, 2 clicks roll on the bottom end. Roger.
I roger that, and I wrote it down, and I will fish my way through all the buttons on this thing anyway and see what happens. Go ahead.
Roger. Then once you get past that, your ALC meter will be reading totally different because of that EQ shift. So you need to go back after you do your EQ, go back to your ALC meter and adjust your mic gain to where your ALC meter is running mid-scale to 2/3. Now, this is also after you get your compressor in at a 3. So the sequence would be to get your compressor in at a 3, and then take care of that mic EQ like I was telling you, and then go to your ALC and adjust your mic gain to where your ALC is then reading mid-scale to 2/3.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. I'm sure there's many others want to get in on it, and I wrote it all down in my little script, so I made notes, so I will make quick set adjustments. I appreciate it. Thank you, and thank you for the service you've been giving us hands on evaluating their audio. It's to KC9VKV, WB3ACC. Go ahead.
Roger, Lee. Well, let me say threes to you now, and I'll let you consult your book. You've got a lot to read through there. I hope that your book has a page of contents. Some of those owner's manuals do not have a contents page, which makes it very, very difficult to find things. You just have to, just read through the thing. It's unfortunate, but I would have thought that all books would have a page of contents, so you can get to some page that you have an interest in rather easily, as opposed to having to read the whole book to come up with what you're looking for. But hopefully you'll have a good operator's manual. So Lee, we'll say threes for now, and you have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend. If you get a chance and you get your homework done, give us a shout next Friday, and we'll compare notes. Roger.
It's that gorgeous day up here. It's nice. It's 71 degrees. The sun is shining. Nice fall day. I love it. And I will say the book is a phone book. Thank you, sir, and good day to you, and stay safe. KC9VKV, WB3ACC. Good afternoon, sir.
Roger. Quickly before you go, where are you located?
In Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Pittsburgh, PA.
Roger, Lee, threes, sir. Thank you. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. If you've got a radio you want to check out, give me a shout. There's a Romeo Echo 2.
Echo Zulu, Jim. This is Floyd in South Carolina. Just wanted to say good afternoon, buddy.
Roger, Floyd, what's your call sign?
Kilo Juliet 4, Romeo Echo Zulu.
Roger that. And you're in North Carolina?
Almost. I could almost walk there, but I'm technically in South Carolina.
Same thing from here. Same look angle from here, just about, Roger.
Roger. All right, buddy. I just spent in the VFO there. Wanted to say good afternoon, and you have a good weekend, and we'll catch you next week. KJ4, Artie's at 7-3.
Roger, Floyd, 3 set ways, sir. Thanks for dropping by. Appreciate that. And again, if you want to hear your station, go to YouTube or call it a search. KC9VKV, followed by today's date, 10/9/20. And that will take you directly to this recording. So threes now, and have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. If you've got a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Mike Hotel.
There's something Mike Hotel.
Something Mike Hotel.
Kilo Charlie 2 Delta Mike Hotel.
One more time, please, slowly, phonetically.
One time, please, slowly, phonetically.
Okay. Kilo Charlie 2 Delta Mike Hotel. Copy.
Roger, Delta Mike Hotel. I got you there. At least we have a nice little front to our recording if we bust it out. I'm copying you on my Georgia SDR. What is your location, sir?
What is your location, sir?
My location is Conway, South Carolina.
Roger, and what radio are you running today, sir?
I'm running a new to me ICOM 7600, and I do have a BW1 on the floor, but that's not hooked up yet. I imagine I could use a little more power, but I just had to replace one of my dipoles. Electrical damage here. I'm about 10 miles off the ocean, and it gets pretty active in here. When I put up an Alpha Delta, never bought a pre-made antenna in my life. This is the first one. And I just wanted to see if I was at least getting out. I can tell you I'm hearing a lot more than I have been. By the way, the microphone is a Heil PR781. So, how copied? Name here is Roy.
Roger, Roy. Well, I'm copying you about 10 over. I went to my local antenna, and you were much better on my local antenna than Georgia. So, you're about 10 to 12 over. And that 7600, what do you like about it? It's a pretty nice radio, huh?
I'll tell you, I hear a lot of good things about the 7610, but I bought this and it sat for about 6 months. And I did not buy it new, I bought it used, and I gotta say, it was pristine when I got it, and it's beautiful. Overall, I've never been much of an ICOM man, except for VHF and UHF. I used to do a lot of contesting. But this is the first one I've ever purchased for HF. And I'll tell you, I'm quite impressed. I'm so impressed that I bought a 7300 to back it up. So that's the shack basically here, besides my old standby Drake TR4 CW. But I wanted to see how it was going to do for me. By the way, you're hitting me at 25 dB over S9. When you dropped to 100 watts before, I think you lost about 3 dB. Kilo Charlie 2 Delta Mike Hotel.
Yeah, Roger. We're set up pretty much for the East Coast from Montreal to Miami with a hotspot through the Carolinas. Now, I noticed on your audio we could get you a little bit fatter, I believe, if you would be interested. It starts with a token amount of 3 dB, 3 on your compressor. You would engage your compressor at about a 3. Roger, barely a token amount, but yet it begins the process of fattening your audio, Roger.
Okay, I want to see if I can play with that a little bit right now. I have it on, and I'm going to, let me see, my ALC is actually peaking at near 100%, probably in the range of about 90%. I'm going to back off on that a little bit to begin with, and we'll see if we can give this a little bit more of a kick. My voice quality is not great, I have to admit, because I went through a bout of lung cancer, and it got into my lymph nodes, and actually how I found out I had cancer was I couldn't speak. Actually, one of the nodes apparently was causing pressure against one of the vocal cords, and I lost my voice completely. But I won't apologize for my voice quality. It's the best I can do. Kilo Charlie 2 Delta Mike Hotel.
Roger, right. Okay, so engage your compressor at a 3. Turn your compressor on and adjust it to a 3 input. Roger?
Okay, I'm going to pull it up right now. Here we got. I have it displayed here. I know a little bit about the radio. Compressor is on and it shows wide, but not showing any indication on the compressor. And I'm looking for, I think that's a multifunctional. Okay, we'll see. Trying to figure out which one controls that. If you could give me a clue, I do have a display. ALC is hitting about on the compressor range, it's showing about a 10 or 12, but compressor is showing 0. I'm not sure, that part I haven't played with.
Okay, we have probably maybe a limited time here before these conditions shift around, so let's move as fast as we can. The deal is, what kind of input control do you have to the compressor? Is it a rotary dial, a slider, or what?
Well, I believe I need to select one of the function buttons here, because I do have a display here that says compressor on, it says Y, and I can't get any, I'm not seeing any deflection. Wait a minute. Yes, I am. I'm showing a 15 on the compressor. Okay. It was a bad call on my part. It's showing about a 15, and it goes up to 20 dB. Actually, it goes up probably to about 30 dB indicator, but I have it set at about a 15 now.
Okay, Roy, what we want then is a 10. We only want that compressor to function at a third of its capability. So if it's 30 max, we want to do 10. Roger?
Roger. Okay, I'm thinking with that now. Okay, I may have brought it back too far. Yes, I did. Okay, I'm peaking in the normal tone of voice. I'm peaking at a 10 right now. Does that sound better?
Yeah, now I want you to go to your ALC meter with mic gain in hand and adjust your ALC reading for mid-scale to 2/3 by talking into your microphone like 100, 200, 300, 400. You want to keep that needle up on the ALC meter so you can see exactly what it's doing. So it's 100, 200, 300, 400, and the meter stays up and you're adjusting your mic gain from mid-scale to 2/3.
try it now. I'm going to, I got ALC indicated, 100, 200, 300. I'm at about 50%. I'm going to bring it up a little bit more. 400, 500. We're showing about 2/3 to 3/4. 600, 700, 800. Let me look at the compression again and see what we got for compression.
Don't adjust the compressor anymore. It's fine. And listen to the cadence I'm talking about. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 100, 200, 300, 400, 500. You don't want to go 100, 200. You want to keep that meter up so you can see what it's doing. So it's 100, 200, 300, 400. Roger?
Of about 13, 14. So I may have to play with this a little bit more. As I said, I'm not thoroughly familiar with it, but I do have a book and I do know how to use it. Kilo Charlie 2 Delta Mike Hotel.
Roger, right. Okay, what I'm saying to you is that you need to speak more quickly, 100, 200, 300, 400, and keep that meter up so you can see what it's doing. You can't go 100, 200, 300, because the meter falls down. You want to see what it's doing, so you're 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, and adjusting your mic gain that way. So, you keep that audio going so you can see what it's doing.
Okay, let me try that. Let me give that a shot. I'll do the best I can. 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900. It's sitting almost solid at a indication right now for the ALC of about 75 to 90%.
All right, I think you've probably got a more accurate reading the way you did it last time, because you've got to be, in order to see where the meter is, you have to keep that meter up, and the only way you can really do that is by expediting your tempo of speech or your rate of speech to where your meter stays up there so you can see how to adjust it. And so you're looking for mid-scale to 2/3 optimum reading on the ALC, Roger.
And the comp level, it says with main dial. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. I just hit the compression level up a little bit, and I'd like you to get an idea if that's better or worse. 100, 200, 300, 400, 500.
Okay, Roy, now you got to listen to what I'm telling you. We only want 1/3 of the capabilities of that compressor, so a 10. Set it on a 10. If it's maxed at 30, a 10 is 1/3 of its capability, and that's where we want to adjust it. Once you get that, set it to 1/3, you don't have to do anything else to the compressor. Roger?
Okay, very good. Yeah, I have it set there now. It's showing about 50% scale because it has a level reading of a comp level of 1 to 5. So I'm doing about a 3, and I'm doing about probably a 3 right now. This should be a good number. It's showing about mid-scale on the compression level.
All right, we want to be slightly higher than mid-scale. Mid-scale to 2/3. If you can rock between mid-scale and 2/3, the ideal spot is that spot between mid-scale to 2/3. But you just can't run that, so you have to plus or minus that. So that's why we say mid-scale to 2/3. 2/3 is 66 2/3%.
Yeah. Okay. Let me see. I'm going to bring it up a little bit, and okay, I have it up now. It's just around 2/3, and let me just give a quick count here. 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, and it's very consistent.
Excellent. I think you've done that. I think you've got it now. Now we want to move to your equalization. Do you know where the EQ is on your radio?
That's going to have to be another day. But I do thank you, sir, very much for your time. Actually, I just got in from putting up the dipole, and I have a 95-foot tower. And it took me quite some time to get it up there with the dipole ends coming down to about 30 feet from the ground, and the apex being at about 80 feet. So I may be getting some interaction with my guy wires, but I'll tell you, it's nice to be able to talk to somebody. I've had so much trouble. The last one was an all-center fed that was home built, and it just completely died. The bigger problem is I have a Mosley Pro 67B up there, and it's dead. I think I took a hit.
Roger, Roy. Okay, let me give you notes for when you find your radio EQ. I want you to increase your top end EQ to 3 clicks. 3 clicks boost on your top end EQ when you find out where it is. Roger, 3 clicks boost, top end.
Okay, I copy. 3 clicks, top end on the top EQ. I'll bring that up 3 clicks when I get there. And hopefully things will sound a little bit better. But I got to say, the indications I have here right now, the compression and ALC is looking very good from this perspective. So you're right, I probably need to touch the EQ up a little bit too. But I'll get there. Just not right now. I got to take a little bit of a break and get some water. I tire out very quickly with everything going on with me. But I do thank you, sir, very much for your help. Extremely helpful, and I'm glad at least I'm getting out a little bit. And you have a beautiful signal, by the way, and you certainly have everything set up very nicely. Your voice tone and quality is excellent, and doesn't hurt to have 25 to 30 dB over S9 either. So I want to say 7th radio, sir, and again thank you for your time. Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor from Kilo Charlie 2 Delta Mike Hotel 7-3.
Roger, Roy. Pleasure, sir. 3 is that way. And if you get a chance and you want to hear your audio, if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for KC9VKV followed by the date 10/9/20, that will take you to this recording. So it's KC9VKV followed by 10/9/20 on a YouTube search will take you to get you to this recording. We're currently featuring about 1,320 recorded QSO-VLOG, so that's why it's important to search this one that way to be able to go directly to it. Otherwise, you're going to have to be going through a bunch of stuff. So it's KC9VKV 10/9/20 will take you right to here. And so we'll say 3s, and if you get a chance, and do some work on your homework there and find your EQ, crank it in, and manage to join us next Friday. We appreciate it, and be able to hear what the total package sounds like then. And so we'll say 3s for now, and we'll catch you later. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
NF5K, November Sierra 5 Kilo.
November Sierra 5 Kilo, is that a Roger?
That is correct. The name's Ron, and I'm located down in Arkansas. Over.
All right, Ron, I want you to do me a favor, sir, and just a dead key for 3 seconds. Don't say a word. Yes, sir. Much too much compression. You want to back that compressor off to a 3. We only want 1/3 of that capability on the compressor. Roger?
Okay, is that better right there?
No. What kind of input control do you have on your compressor?
Just turn a knob.
Okay, so it's a rotary knob kind of thing?
Yes.
Okay, I want you to take your rotary. Does it have numbers on it?
Yes, it does.
Okay, and what are the numbers?
1 through 10.
Okay, I set it right on the 3, and let me hear it.
Okay, there it is, right on the 3.
Okay, just give me a dead key. Well, interesting. It reads the same. Set it on a 1. Wait a minute. I tell you what, set it on a 3. Let's go to your ALC meter. Do you know where that is on your radio?
Yes, I know where it is.
All right, let's go to your ALC meter, mic gain in hand, and I want you to go 100, 200, 300, 400, and adjust your mic gain to where your ALC is running mid-scale to 2/3.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, right there, 3/4.
Okay, sir, now dead key. It's looking better, but it's still too much. So take your compressor to a 2.
Okay, there it is at a 2.
And give me a dead key. I'm sorry, give me a dead key again.
It's a little bit better.
Yeah, okay, so now tell me in 10 or 15 seconds about your antenna system.
Okay, I've got a Opti Beam 3-element on 40 at 70 feet, and it's pointed up your way, NS5K.
Okay, and dead key again. I'm something going on there with the compressor. I'm not sure what it is, but give me a dead key. Okay, what it is, your compressor has got an extremely slow release time, and it's not really helping you much at all because it's so slow that once you hit it, the first words you hit it, it's down, it stays down. It doesn't compress for you, you know, it just is forced down. And you know, then obviously when you give me a dead key, there's no voice to hold it down, so it expands, you know, to like, you know, maybe half or 20% of its capabilities. So I'm not real sure what to do about that. Like I say, I would say probably as slow as that compressor is, you might as well just turn it off, Roger. If you just turned it off, and let's try our ALC setup again.
Okay, let me get to the ALC. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Okay, and so you want to be consistently there at mid-scale to 2/3. So you're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Quick rate, so you can keep that meter up, so you can adjust it easily.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
All right, now tell me about your antenna system.
Okay, it's a OptiBeam 3-element on 40 at 70 feet, pointed the direction you're going.
Okay, we do need that compressor. It's on a 3 now, is that a Roger?
No, I turned it off.
Yes, turn it back on and put it on a 2, and let's see what happens.
Okay, there it is on 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, and take a look at your ALC meter. We want mid-scale to 2/3, so you know how to do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hello, hello, hello. All right, there it is at 3/4.
All right, now tell me the best thing you like about your radio.
I like I just like all ICOMs. This is ICOM 7800, and I like that it's got all the buttons and knobs and 2 receivers.
Yes, sir. Well, now give me a dead key quick. Okay, so I don't think that's going to be a problem unless you just cease speaking for 3 seconds or so, and it will suck up. But just make note of where it is right now. It's perfect where it is right now, provided that you don't be quiet for 3 seconds or 4 seconds and let it expand, because like I say, it's expanding too slowly. And for it to be working like it is, by the time you take a 3 or 4 second break, it'll finally decide, hey, I want to expand and come back up. So the only time you'll ever hear it is if you are not talking for 3 seconds, Roger.
Okay, well, yeah, usually I do pretty short conversations. I mean, as far as I talk pretty quick and get it. What I need to say, I say it, and then I unkey the microphone. Over.
Roger, Ron. Well, you know, there's a game that we play, and it's called Look at the Watt Meter. I'm assuming that, are you running barefoot now?
Yes, I am.
Okay, look at your power output meter. And the game is that you want to, as you speak, you want to look at that watt meter and you want to try to keep the needle up in the sweet spot as much as you can by just your voice. So what it means is that you're going to have to speak at a slightly accelerated rate, and your amplitude of your words try to be as uniform as you can. So the game is to keep that meter up in the sweet spot as much as you can as you transmit, Roger.
Okay, well, I understand what you're saying there, and that's what I'll try and keep doing. That way maybe it'll clear the audio up, and I'll have good audio reports like obviously you're having.
Well, I think you've got it, sir. That's perfect there, right there. 3 dB dynamic range, and your EQ is really nice. And if you want to hear it, if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for KC9VKV, followed by the date 10/9/20, that will take you to this recording. So you go to YouTube and do a KC9VKV 10/9/20 search, and it'll take you right to this recording. Roger?
Okay, well, I really appreciate that, and I believe I will. I'll have to go listen to it and see if I think the same way you do. It's sounding good. All right, well, I appreciate very much for your feedback and everything on audio, and I'll look forward to talking to you a little bit later down the road. KC9GKV from NS5K.
Roger, call is KC9 Victor Kilo Victor. And Ron, what's your location?
I'm in Searcy, Arkansas, about 50 miles north of Little Rock.
Okay, and the radio is, what's your radio?
The ICOM 7800.
Roger, Ron. All right, 3, sir, and you have a great afternoon, and if you get a chance, join us next Friday, Roger.
Okay, all right, I appreciate it very much. 73 NS5K.
This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. If you've got a radio you want to check out, give me a shout. Oscar Alpha Papa, come back with a call sign slowly, phonetically again, please.
Whiskey 8, Oscar Alpha Papa.
Roger, Whiskey 8, Oscar Alpha Papa. What's the name there?
Name here is Mike. QTH is Owasso, Michigan.
Roger, and what radio are you running, sir?
Central Electronics 200V.
200 Victor.
QSO.
All right, Mike, I think we can get you a little fatter there, sir, if you would like. It starts with the engaging a compressor at a token amount, a 3. Just a 3 out of, whatever. If it's 3 out of 10, it's a 3. If it's a 3 out of 100, it's 30. Roger.
Well, this is a boat anchor from 1962, so it doesn't really have any of those controls.
It doesn't have a compressor?
No, the best it's got is a speech limiter.
Oh, you have access to that?
QSO.
All right, well, I guess, is that inboard or outboard?
It's inboard.
All right, tell you what, why don't you give me about 10 seconds on your antenna, and let me look at your audio.
Okay, antenna here is a W5GI mystery antenna, up about 25 feet or so, and I'm tuning it with an LDG 1,000 watt automatic antenna tuner.
Roger, you're looking pretty good there, about 3 dB dynamic range. Do you know does that radio have equalization?
No, it's just a big old boat anchor. But, I just was curious, seeing as how I don't have anything to control, what it was sounding like, hey, it is what it is.
Oh, Roger. Well, we still have control, believe it or not. We have the microphone and how we work the microphone. Try working about 3 inches further back than where you are currently working that mic.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, that's the ideal spot for you to be working that mic. Make note of the space between you and the microphone. That's exactly what we want. Now you're going to need to go to your ALC and double check your ALC meter with mic gain in hand and adjust your mic gain to where the ALC meter is running mid-scale to 2/3, and you're setting a level with your voice going 100, 200, 300, 400, 500. You're keeping that meter up so you can see where it is as you adjust it.
Yeah, okay. Well, again, I don't have an ALC meter. It's just a bunch of set and forget controls behind a door, really. I don't know if you're familiar with the Central Electronics 200V or not.
No, I'm not. And you don't have an ALC meter?
No, it's just got a power level meter on the front. That's it. It does have a scope built in, and the envelope looks good.
Okay, well, what we're trying to do there is establish a 3 dB dynamic range. Most transceiver transmitters are 10 dB dynamic range. Average percent of peak modulation without processing is 30%. Without processing, so we're trying to get that average peak modulation up from 30% to between 80 and 85%, and we do that through utilizing just a slight bit of compression, and then the ALC meter running mid-scale to 2/3. But I understand that you're missing about 3/4 of those items.
Yeah, I'm missing quite a few, but it's a pretty neat rig. It's tube rig, but it doesn't. You don't have to tune anything. You just set your frequency and go. It's got all kinds of broadband coils in it, and I'm also running a 600L amplifier from the same company, and it looks like it's doing somewhere around 300 watts or so right now. So. Anyway, maybe next time I'll fire up my ICOM 756 Pro 3, and we'll try that out. I just was curious to see, if this thing sounded fine. What I have to do. So, KC9VKV, this is
Roger, Mike, conditions did kind of deteriorate there, but Roger, I think you're pretty close there. You do have that limiter. Now, do you have access to the output of that limiter? That's the question. Can you adjust the output of that limiter?
Output of that limiter.
Yeah, Mike, I guess you've faded out there. Let me try again. Can you copy a KC9VKV?
Copy KC9VKV.
Mike, if you get a chance, join us next Friday, and we'll pick up where we left off there. I think you're pretty close. I was just thinking, though, if you have access to the output of that limiter, then you could slightly reduce the output of the limiter and drive it a little harder in the front of the limiter and use it to get a little bit fatter signal that way. But you have to be able to have access to the output of the limiter. Anyway, this is the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. This is Jim, better known in some circles as Dr. VKV. And if you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Kilo November 4, Alpha Delta Mike. Kilo Alpha 4, Yankee Tango Extra.
There was 4 stations. Loudest one, try it again.
Kilo November 4, Alpha Delta Mike.
Alpha Delta Mike. Alpha Delta Mike. Come back with a call sign from the top, slowly, phonetically, please.
Well, good evening, Jim. This is Kilo November 4, Alpha Delta Mike, Alpha Denmark, Mexico.
Roger, sir. And what's the name there?
Name here is Reggie, Romeo, Echo, Golf, India, Echo.
Roger, Reggie. And whereabouts are you located, sir?
I'm in Portal, Georgia, about 6 west of Savannah.
Roger. And I quickly went to my Georgia SDR, and you're nowhere to be found. And that's the way it is, sometimes they pay off, and sometimes they don't. I guess you're outside of the magic circle there for your local SDR, but I'm copying you fine on my local antenna. Roger.
Roger, yeah, I found your channel here a little while ago, and got me a new radio and wanted to see if I could get some help from you.
Yes, sir. What radio do you have, sir?
Yaesu FT991A.
Roger, Reggie. All right, let's start. First thing is engage your compressor at a 3. It's a token amount, but it's the beginning of the fattening process. Compressor engaged at a 3.
Okay, I got the compressor. It's 30 out of 100. Is that okay?
Yes, sir, that's exactly correct. Now move to your ALC meter with mic gain in hand, and I want you to be very quick on your count, 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, so you can keep the meter up and see exactly where it is, and you're adjusting your ALC meter by mic control for mid-scale to 2/3. Roger?
Roger, 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700. Okay, that is, I'm running about 70 to 75%.
All right, that's good. Now I want you to, do you know where your EQ is on that radio?
Yes, sir. Let me see. My EQ should be on now.
All righty, and tell me what kind of EQ it is and what the readings are.
Okay, it's a 3-band EQ. Let's see, I will have to go to another, hold on, let me, just a second.
Yeah, you want to see all three controls at once.
Got low, medium, and high.
Roger, roger. And what is are those rotary dials on those controls?
Negative, it's in the menu, so you select it. The high EQ, I bumped it up about 2 above the default.
You're talking about the middle. The middle. It's what they have is a plus or minus situation. So the middle is no gain, no roll. It's flat. So your top is now +2. Is that correct?
Roger.
Okay. What's your mid range?
Mid-range is, let me see, the mid-range should be on the default, which is a 1, that's mid-range is a 1, and the low range is at a 3.
A 3 boost?
Roger.
Okay, take that low EQ back to 0. No cut, no boost. 0 on the low frequency, and you want to go also flat on your mid-range. No cut nor boost on the mid-range, and so then we want to go to that top and add 3 more clicks top end EQ.
Okay, just a second. Okay, I flattened out the middle. I've did what you said with the low and the high. I've added 2.
Okay, so what is your top reading now?
The top reading is +5.
And that is that out of 10 or is that maxed out?
Give me a second and let me see.
You might have hit your frequency slightly. Check your frequency. We're on 7188.
Okay, yeah, I did. Let me check this 3. Yeah, that is the high level EQ is 5 out of 10 now.
Ah, okay. So give me go back to your ALC meter with mic gain in hand and check your ALC again for mid-scale to 2/3 operation by speaking quickly and so you whatever.
Okay, I'm back to hold on. Okay, I'm back to ALC 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 100, 200, 300. It went up to I'm pegging between 8 and 9 now.
Okay, pull your mic gain. What is your mic gain right at the moment?
Mic gain right now is at 30.
Okay, take it to 25.
Roger, now is at 25. Mic gain is at 2.5.
Alrighty, and tell me the best thing you like about your radio.
Well, this was a great radio. I've got licensed almost 4 years ago. and this was one of the dream radios, and I was really, really lucky to get it, especially at the price I got it from.
Roger, roger. Okay, I want you to take your top end EQ up 3 more. 3 more boost from where you are. Put you at an 8 top end EQ. Roger.
Roger, just a second. Okay, that should be, that's at 8.
All right. Tell me about your antenna system.
Okay, my antenna is an off-center fed dipole in my backyard, about 60 feet up between 2 of my pine trees.
Sir, frequency is in use. Frequency is in use. Frequency is in use. All right. Reggie, tell me about your antenna system again.
Roger, it's an off-center fed dipole set up in a Carolina Wyndham configuration, about 60 feet up.
Well, let's see. We do have our QRMer today, an attack by our QRMer. So a QRMer, I call this one Ode to QRMer. Here's a thought to consider for my QRMer. What if I were you and you were I? Listen to me, brother, at least try. You don't know me, but yet you attack me. I've done nothing to you, so why? Think about it. It's not me to blame for this attack, but you. So I must represent something you distaste. But what could that be? Do my words cause you hate? Does my voice cause you pain? Think about it, brother. It's not me, it's your rage that's to blame. You must get yourself under control, because if it's me you attack today, who will it be tomorrow? Some kid in the park? Yeah, that would be your style. Attack some kid in the park in the dark, because it doesn't matter to you. Just anyone will do. Your rage and hate will seal your fate. You know, I would seek help if I were you. This has been Ode to QRMer.
And that's KC9VKV out of Tennessee.
Repeat, sir.
Your Corvo is KC9.
Okay, Jim, I'm still here.
Roger. Reggie, I think we've about got it, buddy. Try one more time there on your antenna. About 10 seconds.
Roger, there's an off-center fed dipole and Carolina Wyndham configuration, about 60 feet up.
Yes, sir, you nailed it there. You got a 3 dB dynamic range, average percent of peak modulation 80 to 85%. Your audio is now very articulated, and if you want to hear what your audio sounds like, if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, followed by today's date 10/9/20, that will take you to this recording. So you would go to YouTube and do a call letter search KC9VKV 10/9/20, and that will take you to this recording. You give us a couple of days to get it uploaded. Roger?
Roger, Jim. Well, hey, I appreciate it. Thank you so much, and we will see you on the radio. Again, 7-3s, and thanks for your help.
Roger. And what part of Georgia were you in?
I'm about 60 miles northwest of Savannah, a little town called Portal.
Excellent, Reggie. So 3s to you, sir. Thanks for dropping by. If you get a chance, join us next Friday between 3:30 and 5, if you can. Roger?
Roger. 7-3s. Have a great weekend.
You too. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. Got about 10 minutes to go. If you want to get a check on your radio, give me a shout. There's a Kilo Alpha 4 station. Come back with a call sign slowly phonetically, please, sir.
Kilo Alpha 4, Yankee Tango X-ray.
Yankee Tango X-ray. What's the name?
Name here is Grady. Golf Romeo Alpha Delta Yankee.
Roger, Grady, and where are you located, sir?
I'm located in Satellite Beach, Florida. That would be about 30 miles south of Cape Canaveral.
Roger that. And what radio are you running, sir?
I'm running the Icon 7800.
Roger. And tell me in 10 or 15 seconds about your antenna system, sir.
Antenna system is pretty basic. It's a dipole. It's only up about 30 feet, and that's about it.
Alrighty, I think we can fatten you up there just a little bit if you might be interested. Starts with the compressor being engaged and only at a 3. Compressor engaged at a 3. Roger, Roger.
I have a question on the compressor. The compressor has 3 settings: narrow, mid, and wide. Which one of those should I be using?
Let's try wide and see what happens.
Okay, and I should set it. Okay, the dial, it has a dial, but it has a meter that really has the numbers on it, and it goes from 0 up to 30. So I probably should be sitting in what, somewhere around a 10, is that correct?
Yes, sir, exactly.
Okay, I'm running a little hot with it. Let me back it off a little bit so it's really sensitive. Hello. I think that's about it.
All right, now let's run to your ALC meter with mic gain in hand and adjust your ALC to where you're running mid-scale to 2/3. But you need to be speaking very quickly, like 100, 200, 300, 400, 500. Keep that meter up so you can see what you're adjusting, Roger.
Roger. 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600. That's running about 70, 75%.
Great. Now, tell me what you like best about your radio.
Well, I don't know. If I learn how to use all these knobs, I'll probably like it better. I haven't had it that long, so I've had it quite a while, but it's got one heck of a lot of knobs, and I'm still in the learning process.
Roger, do you know where your mic EQ is?
Yes, I do. And before we get into that, I have a question. This microphone I'm using is an SM50 desk mic, and it has a button on it for low cut. And normally I use that with that button turned on, and it's cutting the lows at the microphone. You want that on or off?
Leave that like it is for right now. I'm looking at your audio on a spectrum analyzer, so it looks all right. Just leave that where it is, and let's move on to the equalizer, Roger.
Okay, the equalizer only has, hang on 1 minute, I got to get to it here. Okay, the equalizer only has bass and treble, basically, on the transmit.
Yes, sir, that's all you need. Even if you had a 3-band, see, the whole idea in equalization is a balance being struck between the mid-frequencies in the top end and the mid-frequencies in the low end. So since it's both a reference to the mid-range, I would suggest normally that everybody keep their mid-range flat, because you want to be able to balance the top to the mid and the bottom to the mid, and if you boost the mid, it's so much harder for the top and bottom to catch up for balance. So just if you have a 3-band, just leave your mid-range EQ flat. And since you only have 2 bands EQ, that's absolutely perfect. That's what ICOM found out. They don't need 3-band EQ. Just do the top, bottom, and top and bottom, and you don't have to make an adjustment to the mid-range. So just don't even put it there. So let's do a 3-click boost on the top end from where you are. Roger?
Roger. Hang on, I hit the wrong button.
Hello, Grady.
Grady has left the building.
While he's doing that, top of the good evening to you, Jim. KJ4 Zulu Mike Victor is clear.
Hey, Terrence. How's it going, sir?
Oh, going good, my friend. Just wanted to say hello to you. You're sounding beautiful as ever.
Likewise, my friend. Beautiful.
Thank you, sir.
Hello, Grady. Yes, hello, Grady.
watch your videos, man. I love your show. And through QAO.
Oh, thank you. Who's that? What's it called?
November 2, Quebec, India, Lima.
What's the name? Roger on New York. Let me see if I can get my my Milford back up. It's taken a siesta. I'm not sure exactly why. It's hard to tell. I get kicked out of a lot of places, but it's going to let me come back up. And a lot of times Milford does real good for New York. So come back, QIL, and let me hear you there on Milford.
Milford.
I changed my wire. I got two of these dipoles up, but you seem to be coming in a little better on this one.
Yeah, I'm copying you about 3 dB above my noise level. What's your name, sir?
Above my noise level. What's your name, sir?
My name's Kenny.
Phonetically, please.
Phonetically, please.
Echo, November, Yankee.
Okay, and give me phonetics on the first letter again, please.
Letter again, please.
Echo, November, Yankee, Kenny.
I got you, Kenny. All right, sir. And what radio are you running, Kenny?
Kenny?
Yeah, it's a 7300.
Roger, Kenny. Well, 7300 is the radio of the decade. It is just a beautiful radio, and you're very lucky to have that radio, sir.
You're very lucky to have that radio, sir.
Roger. Let me see if Grady's back. Grady, do you have a copy? Hello, Grady. KC9VKV calling. Nothing heard. Back to QIL in New York.
QIL in New York.
Which antenna works better for you? There's a HB. Wait a minute. And that's A.
So far B, but do it in reverse and let me look at it again.
Look at it again.
All right. There's a few words on A. And there's a few words on B. I got them crossed, kind of like directional, you know.
Roger. B looks to be about 2.5 dB hotter than A. Roger.
Be hotter than A. Roger.
This one's running north to south. I'm transmitting east and west. Probably west, best for you. How you doing today, anyway?
I'm doing pretty good. You know, the best way to do that switch is you make that switch as quickly as possible. What I usually suggest is that you do a 10 count and that you make the switch between 5 and 6. You don't have to back off the key, just don't talk as you make your switch from A to B or B to A, whichever one it goes. So just let me know as you begin the count which antenna you're on, and then between 5 and 6 switch.
And then between 5 and 6 switch.
I think I'm going to leave it right where it is here. I got you 9 pounds. You're sounding better now. The volume come up a little bit, maybe. Yeah, I got a good. You sound great right here. And plus, I am running a SB220, and I don't like to change antennas when I got it powered up, Roger.
Well, sir, if you don't speak, you have no signal, so you can switch hot without a problem. You just don't want to speak when on the switch. But you're right. If you have a better copy, usually that means that you have a better transmission. They tend to go copacetic with each other, Roger.
Copacetic with each other, Roger.
Yeah, I think I'll leave it on this one there. Okay. Yeah, this I got a real good copy on it. It seems to be working pretty good. Yeah, I noticed we had the same amplifiers.
Yes, sir. My SB220 is just a perfect jewel. I don't want to talk about it too much. You know how that goes. But I'm very, very happy with it. And if you would like to hear your audio, sir, if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for Kilo Charlie 9 Victor, Kilo Victor, followed by today's date, 10/9/20, that will take you directly to this recording and give us a couple of days to get it uploaded. Roger?
A couple of days to get it uploaded. Roger?
Yeah, I was in the background trying to. I heard my call a couple times when you were calling out, you know, but you picked somebody else. So I have already heard it. Hang on. I've already heard it in the background on your broadcast, Roger.
Today or when, sir?
Today or when, sir?
I believe it was the 25th.
I was calling you.
I was calling you.
Yeah, Kenny, I was calling you, sir.
Yeah, Kenny, I was calling you, sir.
I don't know if we're dropping out or what. Yeah, I think it was the 25th of September. You just picked somebody else and I backed up. I wasn't the QRM, Roger.
Oh, roger that. Okay, I understand. Well, you know, everybody's got to be somewhere, and some folks just have mental problems and, you know, psychophobes. We just try to do the best we can. Hopefully, you know, a lot of folks just ignore them. I try to reason with them because, you know, I believe that if they just look at themselves, you know, a little bit harder and just, you know, think about what they're doing, then you know, perhaps they'll have a change of heart, and we shall see, Roger.
We shall see, Roger.
Yeah, Sir Roger, you mentioned YouTube. There was a station in West Germany that was broadcasting a live stream, and I come over here. Apparently there was like a pile up. A bunch of stations were trying to contact them, and I heard myself come over the top of everybody on this long wire and just come right in there, you know. So I have heard my station on YouTube a couple different times. One guy actually was broadcasting the Spectrum display, and my signal looked like I was running a welder. All right, you have a good day. Get back to your show. November 2, Quebec, India, Lima.
Roger, Kenny, 3 Z-Way, sir. You have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend, and if you get a chance, join us next Friday. And we're going to try one more time for Grady down in Florida. Grady, do you got a copy?
Down in Florida, Grady, do you got a copy?
I'm back. I accidentally hit the tuning and I went off frequency. Sorry about that. Can we continue?
Roger, Grady. Now, there's a thing, you probably have a thing on your radio called LOCK, L-O-C-K, and I would engage that whenever I'm on a QSO. I always lock, and that way that will prevent you from that kind of disaster. Roger?
That kind of disaster, Roger?
Yeah, I have it locked now. I locked it as soon as I figured out what I did wrong. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Well, you're looking really good there. And again, if you want to hear your audio, if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for KC9VKV, followed by today's date, 10/9/20, that will take you to directly this recording. Roger?
You to directly this recording, Roger?
Roger. Thank you very much. I have the treble. The top end set at +3 and the base set at -2. Notice that it has the same setting for AM, FM, single sideband, and so it has it 1-1. Would you set all of them the same, or I'm not worried about it? I don't use those buttons anyway, so I guess I really don't care. Over.
Yeah, just leave them set the same. And you have a bandpass adjustment. Put it on 100 to 2900. Run your radio 100 to 2900 bandpass. Roger?
100 to 2900 bandpass. Roger?
I have it set there already, sir.
Yes, sir. If you have more selections, put them all 100 to 2900. Roger.
100 to 2900. Roger.
Okay, it is more technically, it has push buttons on the front that goes between, various widths. So I set the widest one to 100 to 2900, and that's the one I use.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. There's no reason to run that radio in any other mode but 100 to 2900. Some folks think, if they're going to a contest, they need to restrict the bandpass. But the first thing that happens, you shoot yourself in the foot when you reduce your bandpass right off the top. And what you need that top is for articulation and enunciation, and folks to be able to hear what you're saying. And if you roll that top end off by a lesser bandpass, then you just shot yourself in the foot. So 100 to 2900 and let her roll. Roger.
2900 and let her roll. Roger.
Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate all the input. I guess I'm sounding halfway decent now, and it's all thanks to you. KC9VKV, Q Alpha 4, Yankee Tango X-ray.
Roger. Roger, Grady, you are perfect. 3 dB dynamic range for articulated audio. Can't ask for more. Just perfect. Catch you later. And we are going to jump out of here now. We've been a pumpkin for 5 minutes. So this is KC9VKV, returning this frequency to normal amateur radio use. This is KC9VKV, clear.